W228CG Warwick is 93.5 FM WTBQ.
Frank Jewett, WTBQ.
Hey, good morning out there. Look at that. Rain. No, stop. I'm just done with the rain.
But cool temperatures.
Well, not really. I mean, Jim.
Well,
Cooler.
All right.
Yeah, you definitely are in a cool state, baby.
Oh, man.
Well, you're on WTBQ, the coolest station in the
That's pretty
state.
cool.
Yeah. All right, so we have an incredible morning here. We love Thursdays because it's Orange County Fair Speedway morning. And we have with us, as far as I'm concerned, one of the best drivers out there, Matt Janiak.
And Warwick's own.
Good morning, everybody.
And so let's talk to Matt first about how old were you when you got into a car and said, I want to race fast?
Oh, I started in go-karts. I was pretty young. I don't even know how old I was, but my first modified or open-wheel dirt car at Middletown was my 16th birthday. It was actually a birthday present.
Oh, my God. Now, was your dad into racing?
No. Nope, my stepfather was, and
he got you in
into
there?
that. Yep.
That's like Jeff Gordon. His stepfather is the one who propelled him forward.
I met that guy once. He's
Did
actually
you?
a pretty nice guy.
Yeah, I saw a video of Jeff when he was like 4 or 5 years old with that look on his face, I'm doing this, and his stepfather right there putting him in it. So it was really cool. And he worked with Hendricks all those years with Jeff. So it's a wonderful relationship. So then how did you get to Halmar?
Actually, it was when Willie Ochmoody was still helping Chris, and they called me. Chris wanted me to drive for him, and I turned him down the first 4 times.
Why'd you turn him down?
It was always like a family thing for me. My dad, my mom, my wife, we all work on the car together, and I didn't want to lose
Your wife
that.
works on the car?
Oh, yeah. She's out there every night with me.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive.
Where did you find such an incredible woman? That's what I want to know.
Actually, at the racetrack.
That's where you want to meet her.
Yeah, exactly.
It's different than Taylor, where the only work Taylor does on the car is, can you go out there and cool the car off for me? It's a little hot.
Yeah.
She can drive it, though. She can drive the wheels off the car.
Oh, you could beat him in a minute.
I'm pretty sure.
On any street road. On any street, not on the track, but on any road.
I like speed. I had in the old days 3 XKs Jaguars, the V12.
Wow.
5-speed. Oh, yeah.
You get me on the road, I'm like a grandpa. I just
that's
punt
him.
right around.
You'll love Frank.
Really?
Yeah,
So you don't know what I'd be like on the track. So that's the thing you got to think about.
You'd be running on the track, not driving.
I don't know. Yeah, but I'm pretty slow on the road.
Okay.
It doesn't make any sense to go fast on the road. It's not fun.
And I don't really tailgate.
Not really. It depends on what you consider tailgating.
It's an inch away bad.
Yeah, that's
It's more like drafting, right?
Yeah.
Hey, rubbing is racing.
There you go.
So when did you start for Halmar then?
Oh, man, this is my 3rd or 4th year with him.
How you doing with them?
Well, this year's a struggle, but...
Well, the rain has
Oh, yeah.
knocked us out every week almost.
Yeah, no, true, but we were good when they started the big 3. We called it with Stu and Jimmy Horton there. I was the first one to win for him, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, that's great.
That's kind of my claim to fame.
Matt, you're being a little bit modest, though. You're coming off your first win of the season. I think it was the August 7th card, and that's the last time I think they raced the big
Yeah,
blocks.
we're the most recent big block win.
Did you find something? I mean, was it something that you found in the car, or the tracks coming to you? Or?
We switched chassis builders this year for the big block program, and it was just trying to get the car figured out. And the Sunday before we won, we actually went down and we tested all day, and I think we hit on a couple things, and hopefully we go back out there this Saturday and do the same thing. We were pretty good and comfortable in it. It's a lot to be comfortable.
Yeah.
You gotta be.
And he won on my birthday.
Oh, that's right.
There you
That's
go.
your birthday
That's
present.
why he won.
There
Didn't you
go.
hear him?
Well, Anthony Perigo has been absolutely dominating in both the small block and the big blocks at Orange County Fair Speedway in 2018. You got something for him now, you think?
I want to say I hope so, but I don't know. That kid, he's good. We've raced together a long time, and what he's got going on right now is definitely working. And hopefully in the small block we could run with. In the big block, I think we can too, but it's definitely a race to the front. Whoever gets to the front first, that's how it's going to play out.
Yeah. Is it clean air?
There's something to be said to be out front. You have to, I don't know if it's the air or if it's just the way you drive it, but you drive it 10 times easier leading the race than you do running second, third, fourth. It's hard to explain, but it's a different definitely a different feel to be out front.
Yeah, okay. Now, I've watched Perigo, and it looks like he can drive anywhere on a track and be fast. I mean, that car just seems to be completely different than the other cars on a track that need to be in a certain spot to go fast. I mean, is that something that you're kind of getting your car to do as well? Are you kind of learning off what you're seeing from Anthony's car?
You definitely watch the guys you're racing against, and we're trying to get to that point. And the big thing I think he has on all of us is he races 3-4 nights a week.
Oh.
He's racing a lot, and he's very comfortable in his car. Yeah, he doesn't. There's no going out there and being like, oh, I'm a little scared or I'm a little this, because everybody gets in the car after not being in it for 2 weeks. You're not going to really drive it as hard as you should the first couple laps. And when he's in the car all the time, there's something to be said, John, like Stu and guys like that. They're always
constantly.
in it.
Yeah, we were at Pocono when Stewart won one of the course. Stages, thank you. I hate those things. I really want them just to race. I hate the stages. But he won stage 2, which gave him points in the playoffs. And he came in 4th, I think, that day.
Yeah, he's been a top 5 truck, all season long. So it's just a matter of time before Stewart takes a checkered flag.
Oh, yeah, he's good. He's definitely...
Yeah, we've had him on. He's a terrific guy, too.
Now, Taylor touched on it, Helmar and what they've meant to you as a racer, but they've also done some terrific things at the Orange County Fair Speedway. One of the things is the grandstands, the bathrooms.
Oh, bathrooms, key thing.
The whole entire facility has just had a tremendous amount of work done in a short period of time. And the track surface itself. Can you tell us a little bit about how that's changed for the driver as you running on the track?
Actually, when you had Boniface in here, I was at the racetrack, so we did a lot to it, and it didn't change as much as we thought it was going to change. It definitely took a lot of the tire wear out of it, which is good for the competitors. You don't drive it any different, and it's not any slower. So it looks different to everybody because the banking's out of it, but as a driver, it doesn't feel much different at all.
Is that good or bad?
Yeah.
I think they need to slow it down even more to make the racing a little bit better. But they're definitely on the right track, and they're doing the right things, which is good. And just seeing somebody put money into it and try to make it better.
Absolutely.
It means a lot to all the drivers.
And Chris, I'm sure, listens to the drivers when they come with feedback and tell them, this would be better, because I know that's his goal, is to make that perfect for the drivers, because then it makes it perfect for the people viewing it.
I agree 100%. That's the biggest thing. And it's not as much as the drivers if they like it, if it puts on a good show for the fans, because that's really what we're there for.
Yeah, exactly. But, one goes hand in hand with the other.
Oh, exactly. You got to have the cars there to put on the show. So
we were talking before, you met your wife at the track. Now, how did that happen?
She was actually a friend of a friend, and she came, and the first night I met her, I actually flipped the car I was in.
Oh,
and that was it. She thought I was
this
a hero.
This is really a love story here.
Oh,
tell
yeah. We could write a book.
Hallmark movie, right?
Hal Mar movie.
Halmar movie, even better.
But what a guy will go through to impress a woman.
Hey, Matt, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. You got to take one for the team every once in a while.
Literally. So how long did you date before you got married?
We dated 10 years.
What?
10 years, wow.
Yeah.
Well, you can never be sure of these things. Yeah. I'm with you, man. I got you.
We got married last September.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, almost a year now.
All right.
newlyweds.
So how old were you guys when you first met?
Oh, I just turned 27, so what, 16, 17, something like that?
Oh, no wonder you waited 10 years.
Yeah.
That makes
Oh, okay.
good for
Yeah,
you.
that's fair.
Good for both of you. That was a very smart thing to do.
Yep.
Your families are friends and everything.
Oh, yeah.
See,
Yep.
that's the key thing. I always tell people when they go to date someone, especially today, this is the way you should meet people. At something you love doing, that means the other person is involved in that. There's no headaches or mortars or look what I did for you stuff.
Right. Well, she's into it more than I am. When I'm not racing, she wants to go to every race and all. I gotta back her down a little bit.
Really?
Oh, man.
You got yourself a keeper.
Oh, yeah. She wants to go all over the place and watch, and I'm all for it. I like it, but then when I got to get up for the morning, I'm pretty cranky.
Well, your wife's name is Christine, right?
Yes.
Now, is she a mechanic? I mean, does she do like what's the name of that movie? My Cousin Vinny. Does she do?
Hey, Marissa Tomei, right?
Yeah.
No, she does what she can. Yeah, if you ask her to do something, she's there to do it. And
That's incredible.
she's all about it.
Now, you met her at the track, so I assume she was in the racing before she met you?
No, she was there for the fair. It was during the fair.
Oh.
And a friend brought her down after the fair to introduce me to her. And
And she loved what she saw on the track and been in love since.
Yeah, I think
guess.
it was him that she saw at the track
think?
that she loved first.
Yeah, I don't think it was my driving skill. That's for sure.
Well, you were 16 years old. I mean,
Yeah, hello.
people barely get their permits when they're 16,
I could
right?
just tie my shoes, I think.
What was that like? I mean, your classmates are, studying for their driver's test, and you're at the speedway going 160 miles an hour.
It was
Did they look at you strange when you're walking down the hallway? Or
not really.
No?
Like I kind of really kept it to myself. Really, it's not a big thing. Even now, I still get up and go to work every Monday
very
through
humble.
Friday.
Now, what do you
like,
do?
I actually work for Halmar. I'm a mechanic for him.
Oh, fantastic. I love it, a double header there.
Oh yeah.
So where else do you race besides Orange County Fair Speedway?
Oh, we just went to Fonda last Wednesday, and
Where is that?
It's up the throughway. Get off the Fulton exit, or I think it might be the Fonda exit. I don't know. It's up about
Amsterdam?
it's about 2 hours from here.
Okay, so near Albany.
Yeah.
Yeah,
between
above
Albany,
Albany.
yeah.
Okay.
And we go up there. We bounce around here and there. We got September. We're racing Albany, Saratoga, Lebanon Valley with the small block.
And
then,
what about the Accord place?
Chris told me I'm not allowed to go there anymore. I haven't had the best go at it up there. I love racing the place, but man, I
That's a
can't.
What do you
Right.
think is the problem?
I don't know.
You're,
I'm just
you're
not good.
sideways the whole entire lap.
In the sportsman car, when we raced our own stuff, we were good up there. We got a couple wins, and we've always ran good. And ever since I got into Halmar stuff, and man, I can't figure that place out. I don't know if it's me, I don't know. I'm bad.
Our setup, yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes you get it in your head,
right.
and you can't get it out. It's like you get there and you think, okay, I'm going to win. And in the back of your head, you're like, oh, it's going to happen again.
Oh, up there, I just go there trying not to wreck, and I think that might
That's
be
what it
half
is.
my
It's
problem.
crazy
Yeah,
up there.
exactly.
It's just
What do they
trying
call
to-
it, the bull ring? or
Oh
something
yeah, it's
like that?
definitely that.
I'm
But
gonna
then
ha-
you get guys that go there that race every week, man, and woo,
They
they're
gotta
good.
figure it out.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to have to teach you how to meditate.
Oh, something.
We'll get you
Yeah.
out of that frame of
Yeah.
mind. So how late does the season go for you for racing? Because it's weather related like NASCAR.
Well, I think September 8th is our last points race at Middletown, and then
You go through October though, because we have the schedule.
we take off till Eastern States, which is October, I think 20th.
Yeah,
No,
so
something
towards
like
the
that.
latter part of the month.
Yeah, the middle-ish, and that's probably will be it for us.
That's a huge race weekend.
Yeah, that's the old Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
great.
Sunday deal. It's
Yeah, for
it's
us
pretty
addicts,
neat.
it's tremendous.
Oh yeah.
So what do you do off season to keep that racing ambition going?
There is no off season, and you're always in the shop tinkering and trying to rebuild them for next year, make them better. But we go upstate snowmobiling a lot. We love it up there, and
So you're
got-
racing something.
oh, we're always on something. And my crew that helps me, they got snowmobile, so we're always together. So it's pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
that's
neat.
important, that comradeship. Do you ride motorcycles too?
No, I'm not too good on two wheels.
I'm not either.
just
Not
sleds
even
and
on a
four tires.
bicycle.
Yeah.
Although I have to tell you, bicycles are very dangerous, I have to say. And here's my thing. In fact, I'm going to call Sheriff Du Bois today. I want to find out why they allow people on bicycles on roads that cars go 50 miles an hour. And then they come out in the middle of the road and they give you a look because you're trying to get around them with a car coming at you.
Yeah.
There's no protocol there. And, we had a friend of ours just get into a really bad accident, and he was on a bicycle. I'm like, what are these people thinking? I just don't get it. Don't you think that should be outlawed, Mr. Bicycle
No,
Rider?
I'm a big fan of bikes, but I'm scared to ride
But
my
you're
bike
on Heritage
the road.
Trail where
Yeah.
you should be. Just like
And
you
so
have,
was the person you were talking about, actually. So
we don't know that for sure.
we're going to get the full facts and nothing but the facts.
Oh, jeez.
Jack.
Jack.
You don't know Jack.
That's right.
So what are you up to?
Oh, near 6 feet, but not quite. In any case, the sun is out here, so if you're out there, maybe
enjoy
it'll...
it while you can.
Now, it's supposed to be with us for a while now. It's a little cool front had come through last night and this morning, and the road's a little wet out there, but it's going to be a nice day and a nice couple of days, I guess, as we get towards the weekend. It's a Thursday morning, so
It is very good. You figured that one out.
I have all by myself. You want to find out
Wow.
what's going on the roadways?
I
would
would
love
love
to know.
it.
All right, let's check it out. Traffic is being brought to you by Nissan Kia of Middletown.
Break Duet.
Are you telling me that this sucker is nuclear?
WTBQ.
Going from the nuclear age back to the olden times this weekend, we're going to be Saturday late afternoon, evening. We'll be over there with the Historical Society.
Saturday night.
And
And then we are moving out quietly to get over to the Orange County Speedway. That's such a
and good
dichotomy. So we're going to the Warwick Historical Society, darling, and then we're going over to
You guys
race.
are jack of all trades.
two different.
Diversification.
We love them both. They're
From
both
one
fun.
extreme to the other, yeah, and they're both a lot of fun. It should be good. Looks like the weather is going to be spectacular
Finally.
for both for the weekend. So let things dry out. This should have been the last rain
I
from now
know
till
Matt doesn't look
beginning of the
thrilled.
week.
I just I hope this rain actually soaked in and we got ourselves a good racetrack. That's
Well,
what
I'm sure
hoping
there's
for.
going to be more rain.
Well, you know,
had a
and
bunch of
you know
it,
what's interesting though. I mean, you guys are a little different than say the NASCAR guys or guys on pavement because pavement. You know, they
Yeah,
go,
you
they
can't get
start,
it wet.
they sit there when it's wet and they just sit there and they think they can dry it. So literally guys are in the cars or guys are waiting and you'll spend a good portion of the race day waiting for the track to get dry. It'll get just about dry, then it'll rain again. But, with dirt, they call it kind of early because they know if it's wet, it's not going to dry if it's really saturated. So I don't know whether that's better or not, but it's got to be tough, though, if you're, sitting in the car ready to go and wondering when this thing's going to get started as the day progresses.
Yeah, I'm always the one texting people trying to make the decision early here because if not, it does take your whole day. So
Sure.
The earlier they call it, the better it is I feel like for everybody, for the drivers, for the fans, because it still opens up your Saturday because nobody really wants to drive all the way down there and then have to pack up and go home.
Yeah, it's a lot to take with you and do that more than even for the spectators that go and just drive.
Sure.
But you guys have all the equipment and everything to get there,
Yeah,
unload.
I think people should know exactly what goes into putting that car on the road every single race.
Well, there's a
because
lot
they
of,
don't know. All they see is your car.
Right. I mean, you're preparing it all week, but then it's, you got to load it up. The whole crew. Everybody's got to get there early. You don't just get there and drive, right? They get there and they work on the car again.
Oh yeah, no, you 9 times out of 10, your car is ready to race when you get to the track, but it's still you got to get there, you got to unload the car, you have to get everything out of the trailer, get all your tools out, set up all the generators and the air compressors, and it's more than just go there, open the door, and go
Labor
race.
intensive.
And you still want to, you still want to tinker with it. I know when you go to like a car show, you'll have the cars perfectly clean. You get it to the car show, and everybody's out there for hours repolishing, cleaning, and dusting, and it doesn't need it, but it's just something you feel. Maybe it's a little bit of nerves before the event. I don't know. You want to keep busy, just don't want to sit around. Which brings me to the question: when you guys are doing a race and you have a race day, is you can't just go to the track and then get in the car and drive. There's got to be some kind of mental preparation you go through. How long before the race do you do that?
I think earlier in my career I was more nervous than I am now. Like now I'm kind of they call me, everybody on my team calls me the mayor because I have a really good group of guys. And when I get to the track, I just get in that thing and drive. That's it. I get out of the car, I tell them what I feel like I need, and they do it, and I go wander around, talk to people, see what other people are thinking, and I think that's might be my nervous energy, just wanting to get away from it, not stand there and stare at it, because then you overthink stuff and
That's true.
you start changing too much things. I get my guys yell at me all the time because I'll come in and want to throw everything but the kitchen sink at it, and they're like, "Oh, well, you were second quick. Maybe you shouldn't do that." And I'm like, "Oh, well, I don't know."
Well, see, that's, it's not just the unknown that you don't know where things are going to go. You do feel a responsibility, not only to yourself, you'd love to win, but there's a responsibility for all the people that are sponsors, the people that help work on your car,
Yeah, who
the
are-
crew and everybody else. I mean, you feel responsible to win.
Absolutely.
It's
and
pressure.
who are your sponsors?
I got Halmar International there. They've been with me for 3 years.
Chris Larson.
Yes. Actually, Escape RV out of Branchville, New Jersey. They came on with us this year and helped us to RV camper place. They're great guys.
Was that something else years ago? Was that Raywood Trailer
Yes.
Sales?
Oh, no. That was Cedar Ridge.
Oh, Cedar Ridge. Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
Back, I don't know when they switched names.
Yeah, because
but,
I only knew them as Cedar Ridge. I didn't know that they had changed. What are they called now?
Escape RV.
Okay.
Yep, Joey and all the guys down there, they're great people. So they came on board with us this year, and Lightning Auto and Truck in Maybrook. They're actually, I don't think they're on the car this year, but they're an affiliate with Halmar there and All Body Shop, and they're good people. They help us out.
Frank, you sound like a DJ in a radio broadcaster.
Well, hello, welcome to Frank.
You have that voice.
Here's number one.
I just got to say, Matt, you sound like a racer, doesn't he? Doesn't he?
He
sound,
really does.
He does.
Sounds like a
Natural.
racer.
It's
yeah.
true. You're absolutely right.
I don't know
It's
if that's good or bad. But
No, it's good.
Gotta get a little more southern accent. You're really being the case here.
Y'all, well, we're in
y'all-
Southern Orange County.
That's right. So, how old are you now?
just turned 27 in July.
Okay, because you look young, and yet you've got so much
Well, you're
racing
old,
experience and
that's why
life
he looks
experience.
young.
That's what it is, and it goes from there. As far as racing heroes in your, that you've looked back on, not only in your series, but even in the bigger series, are there people that you've always said, boy, these guys are somebody I would love to be there?
I don't know if I've ever, like in the asphalt end of it, I'm not, like I watch NASCAR and stuff, but I don't really have a hero there, but I'd have to say Richie Urick has always been my idol growing up. I probably have, 50 baseballs signed from him, because when I was a kid, my best friend was his neighbor of his body shop, and we always went up there. Been going to the races my whole life. It was kind of like the thing we did on Saturdays, me, my dad, my best friend, his dad, which his dad is actually works on my team. He's been
that's
with
amazing.
me forever. And we used to go there and get baseball signed from because we were young and didn't have anything else. We were into baseball and stuff. Sure. But it's funny because Richie and I, we get along great, but we race horrible together. Like, oh man, if we're within 50 feet of each other, we're running into each other.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nothing intentional either on both
Just
ends
competition,
of us.
right?
I don't even know if it's that or what. We just for
being
some
kids.
reason we just run into each other all the time. But
that's what the sport is all about, family and friends.
You know,
It really
but you
is.
say that, and you hear a lot with the NASCAR racing, people like Kyle Busch who, are literally animals on the track, and then it takes them a little while, when they get off the track for a while, they're still that animal.
They're
Then all of a
double
sudden,
personality.
within about a half an hour as he's driving on his way home, he is the nicest guy. He'll stop, sign autographs, he'll roll down his window. Is there a different mode that you go through when you're behind the wheel, and how long does it take you to cool off?
I think there definitely is. I'm pretty good at, I don't know, my guys might not feel the same way, but I feel like as soon as I get out of the car, it's reset, it's done, it's over with. But there's definitely drivers out there that'll hold the grudge and make more out of it than it is.
That's their personality too. So let me ask you this: what car do you drive on an everyday basis?
As a vehicle?
Yeah.
I drive my 2016 Halmar Dodge 5500. I don't even own my own vehicle.
Is that what's in the
love it.
parking lot right now?
That's what's in the parking lot.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
I love Dodge. I said we were doing interviews in the media room in NASCAR, and Jimmy Johnson's going by, and I said, because they're having trouble with their Chevys this year. I said to him, "You ever hear of a Demon? 840 horsepower?" He goes, "No, I haven't." I go, "Very funny, Jimmy."
Yeah. He probably thinks his car every Saturday's a demon. Or
Yeah.
something.
I'm
It's been a
sure.
rough year, but
Yeah, one of my favorite parts of going to the Orange County Fair Speedway is listening to Tim, the announcer.
Oh, he's
and,
great.
And some
Tim
of the
Pitt,
nicknames that he's given people. Now, you mentioned your nickname, the Mayor. Is that something that Tim gave you, or are you still waiting for Tim to give you your official nickname?
I'm still waiting for Tim. They throw ones out there every now and again, but that's just my guys that call me the Mayor because I said, I'm
That's a
never
good one.
around
I like
talking to
that
everybody.
one.
Yeah.
My favorite one, though, is the Storm Chaser for Michael Storms. I
Yep,
think that's
that's a
just
good one.
that's a great
that
one.
is great.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
great.
pretty cool.
That is a great one.
I
So-
like Tommy's boy for Parego.
Yeah, that's a good one, too.
Yeah, it's tough for people that don't know those two or know Tommy, but man, no, that's a good one for them.
Yeah, there are some great nicknames. He's a talent, Tim. I really enjoy listening to him at the Speedway.
And we
for
have a
sure.
nickname for Jim.
Shh.
not
Dumber, and dumbest, or something like that, right?
Welcome to the morning show.
The Popcorn King.
Yeah, no, it's kind of crazy.
Wherever there's popcorn, there's
Well, it's a
Jim.
lot of fun. So now, obviously, you were over at Middletown. Are there other tracks you race at too, or?
We bounce around. It's tough. We're going to Oswego, which is the
That's a cool
big
track.
shindig here for. It's like our Daytona 500.
It's like the old
How many
Syracuse
cars-
Mile move.
Yes,
up there,
yep,
right?
it's the same
How many
thing.
cars race at that?
Oh, I bet you they'll get 60 to 70 mods, and then they start usually 30. So it's
Huge
yeah,
race
it's
weekend.
That's
a
big.
thing. It's Eastern States at a different place. It's pretty cool.
Well, you don't want to be sleepy when you're behind the wheel
Well,
of a race
now I
car.
know why you two are such good friends.
Which brings me to the point, when you're racing, do you find you race better or worse when you're tired? Because I know I do a better radio show when I'm tired.
Really?
I do, yeah.
I would say probably better, and I I feel like it's the same thing. Even sometimes when you get in the car, like you're thirsty or something like that, and I don't feel like you go faster because you just want to get it done and over with so you can go home.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Common sense.
Yeah. The faster I get this over, faster I go to bed, faster I get a drink, something like that.
Well, you know, it's kind of funny.
with you, Matt.
I
That's
think
good.
when you're more tired, you're not as nervous sometimes because you're just you're in that state. You know, it's kind of like, here.
It does an adrenaline rush when you're
It doesn't.
tired.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
get that. So it's different, you know. But that is pretty cool. So so you're out there racing. Do you race every weekend, or how often are you out there?
Our schedule's pretty much every weekend, but with all this rain and stuff, it's been kind of hard. But we try to get to Middletown every week, either with the big block or the small block, and go from there.
Do you
put on a great
race?
show.
Do you race sometimes more than one night a weekend?
A couple of years ago, we traveled a lot, but I just purchased a home and stuff like that, so we kind of
Oh,
cut back a little
congratulations.
bit. Thank you.
That's such a great feeling. That is probably the biggest purchase you're going to make in your life.
Yeah.
And now he's got to cut grass and paint,
No, I
clean
got-
windows and
No,
all
no.
that stuff.
I got a
yeah.
guy that he helps
Oh, you
me
got
on
a
the
guy.
he helps me on the
All right.
race car all the time, and he's retired, so he
Tremendous.
Oh,
he loves to mow lawns.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's why
keys
they-
are in it, man. Give her hell.
That's why they call you the mayor.
Yeah. You know, and a lot of folks that do that, I always see this on those house hunter things.
I
They want to
love
go
it.
to the condo because they don't want to take care of the grass. The only difference is you're paying for somebody to cut the grass. You're paying your maintenance fees.
you'll pay it anyway.
I'd rather
Right.
pay it to somebody that I know is doing it, and this way I can say to the guy, "Look, you didn't cut over there
we
right. I'll
have-
get somebody else."
We are very lucky. This is why we're never moving, because I have a neighbor that is amazing, Sean Sherman, and he mows his lawn, then he comes over and mows ours.
Yeah, I want to live next door to Sean.
I mean, Sean
that would
is,
be it.
and Lisa, his wife, has
They're
the
good
Flowers
people.
by Lisa in Pine
Oh,
Island.
okay, yep.
And I love her. She is the nicest person, and she does gorgeous arrangements.
does.
And they're just a great couple. I told them I'm never moving because you guys are here. We met Sean a couple of years ago. We were coming home. It was one of the biggest snowstorms we ever had. And we get in the driveway, snow, you know, because the trucks go by, is piled up like 4 feet high. And I looked at him, I said, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So he said, I'll do it. He gets out, and all of a sudden I see Sean for the first time we met him, coming up with on a riding snowblower, and I'm like, I think I just saw a Jesus light.
That's tremendous.
And he came over and plowed the whole thing. I'm like, that's it.
He's just good people.
Yeah, it
He
was
is such a and he amazing. He does everything.
It would have been
Fixed
tough
our
to have to
deck.
plow that after doing the
Oh,
station out here all day.
I have pictures of
Yeah,
that.
it would
You
have
don't
been
real-
a rough one.
That was incredible. But you know, there's nothing like having great neighbors.
No,
nothing.
I agree.
Nothing. It's
All
just
right, so
amazing.
that is pretty cool. So, Matt, are you a local resident from the Warwick area, or where are
Yeah,
you?
born and raised.
In Warwick?
Yep.
So you went to Warwick High School and all that stuff?
Yep, I went to the old Pine Island Elementary School that closed up. That kind of stinks, but
Yeah, you know, that was a big deal a couple of years
it
ago,
was.
but you actually graduated. Well, I only closed that a couple of good years ago, but yeah, you were. That was a fun school, I guess, right?
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's, well, you know, the population just went down, you know? It's kind of amazing between that and
taxes.
King's school
Let me
closing and
mention
all that
that
stuff.
again. Taxes.
Yeah, follow the money.
Taxes. Well,
Even
now you
Steve Newhouse says he's not going to be able to
are you
retire here.
the house that you bought, are you in Warwick now, or are you?
Yep.
All right,
Village
so-
of Florida, but still town of Warwick.
Town
All right,
of
so
Warwick.
you're going to be happy that the schools are closed. Trust me, when you get that tax bill at the end of the year, you know that's kind of it builds it up. But
Yeah.
they're all working towards that as it goes. And of course, the solar farm across the way, taking away a lot of the expenses that they have to pay for electric.
And by the way, Coach Sirico was his coach when he was in high school. And we're going to be starting the Warwick Wildcats games are going to start August 31st. They're a little early this year.
Next week?
Correct.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Next
you know,
week?
I always compare it to
boy.
Friday Night Lights. I always compare it to Friday Night Lights.
You got the look.
Well, because I just realized
Yeah, me
something.
too.
OMG.
They start in August this year?
Where are you? I thought you knew that.
No, I didn't know. It's
just-
usually the first week of
Next week.
September.
And Jim will be doing all the announcing at those
Yes, he
games.
will.
Jim will be there because they
No,
have,
Jim will be in the booth
They
with Rock and Richie because Dan is on vacation.
Oh boy, you guys
Just
are
for
in
game
trouble.
one, Rich. Rich. See, I'm all out of it.
They actually have
Jim.
popcorn there too. So,
Jim, Rich,
yeah.
Ted, whatever your name is.
So I'm there every Friday night. At
He's
least
there
for the
anyway.
Oh, he's
So-
the biggest fan. He comes up
Yeah.
and supports
So
us
you're
in the
going to
booth.
be sitting with Rich. So I
Oh,
would
boy.
suggest you do some homework.
You know, I'm a racing guy. I mean,
That's
I'm
it.
not
Well,
a football guy.
I'll come
so-
out and do the game with you.
Okay, that would be great.
Right, we'll just
That'd
sit there
be
and
so
go.
much fun.
You know, they're going at least 20 miles an
Yeah.
hour on the field right now. They're circling for the.
Yeah, I'll be asking
Yeah.
Rich
A lot of dirt being
questions.
kicked
What do
up.
you think about that play, Rich? How
Yeah.
about that? Yeah, that'd
That's
be my
all you can
favorite
do.
line, yeah.
You guys would do great.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And by the way, in school, when you were in school in the Warwick system, did you play football or any sports at all?
Oh yeah, I played football. I didn't play my senior year because I was too busy racing. But
I bet, yeah. Because a lot of guys that are into cars aren't necessarily into other sports and things like
No,
that.
that's
you know?
not true.
Well, a lot of guys aren't, but of course, that takes over, and you see it even in the with the big guys now that a lot of them defer, college and things like that because they're out there racing
Not
and they got
everybody
opportunities.
needs to go to college, by the way. I'm really tired
Well,
of
you can
that.
always go to college. I know that's
And
a
I'm
bad
gonna
thing,
I'm gonna
but it's
tell
so hard
you-
to get a racing opportunity. If a door opens sometimes, you got to walk into it.
Listen,
I don't know. You look at that William Byron kid, though. He's going to
Oh, that's
He's doing
good.
it both,
college.
yeah.
and
Is he
he's
going to college?
racing. Yeah.
Well, it's because Hendrick, is a cool guy. Let's give him that leeway, I guess.
Very true.
Yeah.
It's still got to be hard though, because these drivers, their weekends are pretty jam packed with
They are.
appearances and practice and things like
Yeah,
that.
I don't know how you do that.
Well, there are kids that go to college and do football,
Well,
and
I
that
wo-
takes a lot
I
of their
worked
time,
my- I
so
worked- I worked my way through
or soccer.
college.
Did you?
Yeah.
Doing what? Modeling.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah, there you
work.
go.
That was very tough work.
Yeah.
And I made
Kept
too
you up
much
late
money.
nights, yeah.
I kept saying to my mother, I can't believe they gave me this check. She's like, shut up, just put it in the bank.
That's got to be so cool, though.
Yeah, the best part of all of it was when I got out of college, I didn't have one loan. That was the
That's-
best part.
yeah,
You
that
know how many
really
college
is.
kids are
And
jealous of
all
you
I
right
heard
now?
my mother saying is, those looks are not going to last, so make sure you finish that education. She was right.
Mom's always right.
Always
isn't she?
smart.
Oh, my mother was always right. My father too.
You know,
I was brainwashed.
Frank, what's really interesting, one of the things in NASCAR is they have teams, and people think of, racing as an individual sport, but
Right.
it really has evolved into a team sport. And Matt is a driver for the Halmar Racing team, and he's surrounded by some, really talented drivers as well. Tyler Boniface and
Yeah, who
Danny
we-
Carlo and Elson Ricky. I mean,
We had them all on, and
Yeah,
they're
what-
terrific people.
what kind of a relationship or dynamics do you have with like sharing information and things like that with your teammates?
We definitely talk about what we're all feeling, and I feel like probably Tyler and I have the most chemistry together because we work together every day, so we're always bouncing ideas off each other. The guys at the shop, they hate it because we just talk racing 24/7. But we definitely try stuff and tell each other what it's doing. And then I feel like Danny Morgevich there, he comes to us quite a bit. I've known him for years. They actually helped me when I raced. They sponsored me, and then they're into it now. And I feel like they kind of look to me a little bit, ask questions, and Allison does the same thing. Like, what am I feeling? What should I do here? Because I've been in their shoes before. And then I do the same thing to Jimmy and Stu. Like, Jimmy's great. He's awesome.
Jimmy
I can't
Horton.
Wait. Yeah, Jimmy Horton. I can't wait till you have him on
And
the show.
Stuart Friesen.
Yeah, Stu's good. Stu's it's tough with Stu now because of the truck stuff. He's busy.
Yeah, he is.
But Jimmy's great. When I met Jimmy the first time at the last Syracuse, and it was when Alan Johnson was going to run the car, and that whole deal fell apart, and Jimmy got in it, and I didn't even know who Jimmy was, and I pull in from practice, and he's the first one that had his head in the window asking what I'm feeling and
Oh, how
helping me out,
nice.
and we've it's great. Just sitting there talking to Jimmy and hearing all his NASCAR stories from back in the day and everything. You could talk to him for a long time.
Now, do the other drivers in the infield, are they kind of like jealous of, the Halmar group? I mean, is there that kind of we got to beat these Halmar guys tonight? Is that kind of what's going on now at Orange County Fair Speedway?
I feel like it was a couple of years ago, kind of when it first started, but now that they have that Chris and Halmar put together their group, and I feel like it's a good group of people, and I think they're staying there for a while. I feel like it's kind of leveled off because everybody was kind of fighting for that opportunity to be in with that clique and that team, and I feel like that's kind of done. So I don't think everybody wants to beat everybody, but I don't think there's competition
people
just to
wanna
beat
win.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting. And years ago, like you said, it used to be people do think of it as being an individual sport, but then you always had your team. But now it's beyond that because there are other teams that are owned by the same owner, and it all sort of the more information you get and can share, the better it works out for everybody. Because there's always
makes-
not. Yeah, it's not one team that always does the best. Now
Yeah,
it seems
it's
like
it makes the racing fun.
it does.
And you want people to improve, and they want to improve. So it should be a comradeship. I love that. It's a brotherhood.
All right, we do have
And
a
sisterhood. We have
2
Allison.
second or less song today coming up right now.
WTBQ.
It's 8:55 WTBQ, and once again, don't forget tonight is Ladies' Night in the village of Warwick. You got to get out and enjoy yourself, and it does start around 3 o'clock this afternoon, but it goes on way into the darkness of the nighttime.
And you know where you can go after the darkness? You can go to the
I'll tell you where you can go after the darkness.
Go to the dark side. You can
Go to the Blarney Station.
You can go to, well, you can have actually eat at the Blarney there tonight as well. So after all of that, you can go to the Warwick Drive-In, because they have some great movies happening there. And it's not going to rain tonight. But you're laughing how I got into that? I managed to just smoothly walk in there.
And you got the weather report and the same thing. That's
exactly.
tremendous.
So you have Happy Time Murders with Melissa McCarthy. It looks hysterical.
Anything with her is really,
she's a riot.
she's talented.
And double feature, Mile 22 with Mark Wahlberg. I mean, I love every movie he's in. And then you have Disney's Christopher Robin with Dog Days, another double feature.
Oh, that's for you and the girls.
For the kiddos.
Yeah. And then this looks a riot. Crazy Rich Asians. Did you see the coming attractions? It's hysterical. And The Meg with Jason
Statham. That movie
Statham.
looks crazy.
I went and saw that.
Did you see that?
Yeah,
Was it
What'd you
good?
think?
It was pretty good.
Action packed. Looks
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, you have 2 movies tonight, whatever you pick, whether for the kids or for you. If you want comedies, you want action, there you go. It is one of the few drive-ins left in the United States, so make sure you
really
go out and
lucky to have
support
it.
it. It's a fabulous place.
And don't forget, coming up on Saturday night over in Middletown at the racetrack.
Oh, yeah. It's the Rock Fantasy / Accord Speedway King of the Catskills qualifier.
Now,
What?
what's the connection between Accord and Middletown on this one?
I think there's a...
Why don't you let Matt tell him?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
If you win it tonight, you're going to be a guaranteed starter for their big shindig at the end of the year. So that's
Good
pretty
deal.
nice. If you win it, it makes it rolling into Accord a little nicer, because if you don't qualify that good or whatever, you're still going to tag the end of the field, which is pretty nice.
Oh, that is really good. What does your family once again do for a living, other than, or what is your family business?
I don't have no family business.
No, there is none, right? So you just wound your way into the racing and everything else, huh?
That's it, man.
Matt, the mayor has to work for a living.
Yeah,
you
that's
believe
it.
that?
That's right.
I got to do the old 9 to 5 Monday through Friday.
So, like all of us.
Yeah.
Except ours is 5 a.m.
Yeah,
to
we're-
8 p.m.
Yeah.
We're really happy that Matt Janiak has joined us today. But I got to ask you, we're huge racing fans here, and we're also fans
Obvious.
of food, and you've probably figured that out as well. And I got to ask you, what's your favorite racetrack food?
Oh, man, you have to go up north for this one in the pizza logs. Take an egg roll, but fill it with pepperoni and cheese
Oh.
and marinara sauce.
That sounds amazing,
Oh, that
actually.
sounds
Oh,
really good.
yeah.
What tracks have that?
Utica Rome has it upstate, and I
Okay.
think Fonda is the closest one to home that has it. And
Okay, road
that-
trip, Frank.
Yeah.
Road trip for the food, at least.
those are the go-to, man. They're good. And salt potatoes too. You can't go wrong with them.
What's a salt potato?
They take little bite-sized potatoes and I guess they boil them in salt and they kill them with butter, and
Oh, my God.
you don't want
Oh,
to eat
man.
them before you get in the race car, but after the race, they're
After a
pretty
nice
good.
win.
TMI.
Get your heart medication as you go along with those.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
So
Bob-
Saturday night, though, we're going to be at Orange County Fair Speedway
Yep.
after the Warwick Historical Society.
Yeah, hot laps at 6, and the heat races start at 6:30. So
Yeah, a lot of fun. Going to be good. Want to bring it back in history a little bit, back in 1902, where Fannie Merritt Farmer opened
She
the.
made the candy,
She opened a cooking school, actually, Miss Farmer's School of Cookery in Boston.
and she made candy.
She was the leading cooking authority of her day, known as the mother of measurements. She revolutionized food preparation, because up till then it was a little pinch of this and that. She actually came up with the precise measurements, the level of what a teaspoon is and a tablespoon, cup, etc. And in 1919, candy maker Frank O'Connor paid tribute to her by naming his now famous company the Fannie Farmer Candy Shop.
Like I said, candy.
Although she wasn't known necessarily for candy, just
Yes,
cooking
she
in general.
was.
Harry Weed
Harry Weed.
of New York
Cannabis?
Don't touch
State
Jim.
patented the grip tread tire chain for automobiles.
Oh, didn't know that.
They don't really use tire chains too much anymore, do they?
Do you remember when we used to use them for snow tires?
Well, I'm sure up
Back
north
in
you
the
put them
day,
when you put them
for
on in
sure.
August up north, because
You got to
on
put
the
the
post
chains
office
on.
truck.
It's Halloween. Yeah.
pretty well starts snowing early up
Jim
there.
is from Watertown.
Oh, there you go.
Way up north.
Yeah, he's a cold gentleman.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Not in
see.
that way.
The statue of the Little
too.
Mermaid, based on tales by Hans Christian Andersen, was unveiled in Copenhagen.
Hans.
1913, the Hans device. It was,
not
and so was the Hans device. It was
didn't
donation
have a
from
hand.
Carl
It was Hans.
brewer Carl
Say
Jacobson to this.
Come on.
Wait a minute, hold on, folks. Good, we got her. It was a gift, a donation to the city of Copenhagen, and became a famous symbol of that city. Billy Jones and Ernie Hare, 1923.
Billy
H.A.R.
Jones.
Lake the Rabbit were the Happiness Boys, and they were heard on radio for the first time.
Never heard of
What's
them.
so important about that? Radio fans, born in 1923, or actually in 1923 on this date, the two were billed as radio's first comedians and were also credited with creating and performing the first singing commercial.
Really?
1923.
Huh.
All right, Billy Jones and
I'm
Ernie
surprised you
Hare.
didn't find it and play it.
Did you ever hear Margaret Truman in concert?
Not in concert.
Well, in 1947, she was the daughter of Harry
Harry
Truman.
Truman, the president.
She sang before 15,000 people at the Hollywood Bowl. Did not get great reviews, but then the rest was
So
history
she
from
could.
there. But they let her do it.
Yeah.
In 1965, I know where I was. I was in the movies, the U.S. premiere of the motion picture Help, starring the Beatles.
Oh, the Beatles.
Which, the Beatles were still a phenomenon, quite big in 65. The debut of that movie, though, was this time. The first movie was not, A Hard Day's Night was not in color.
I don't really.
And I don't remember that. I thought
I
it was.
don't either.
Yeah, but it wasn't in color. It was in black and white. So this was their first color motion picture.
I have original cells from the.
No, you don't. You left them at the other place
I
when you
left
moved.
one of them there, but I have the good one. So it was given to me as a gift years ago. The original cells from the animated film Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts.
Really?
Oh yeah.
All right, if you are looking for property back in 1984, one of the better buys in the city or near Dallas was the South Fork Ranch went up for sale.
Dallas the show.
Yeah, I would have loved to have bought that. It's 200 acres spread.
And when would you have lived there? It's a hard commute
No,
to
they
the
would have made it to
station.
the hotel like I think they did. You could stay there and relive JR and all the guys down there at South Fork Ranch in Dallas. All right, guys, got some racers in here. Who was in 1986 on this date, who was the first race car driver to earn $7 million in a racing career?
1986?
1986.
That's got to be Dale Earnhardt.
It was not.
Oh, can I go with Daryl Waltrip?
Gotta ask the racer.
Nice.
He's
Good
got
job,
it.
Matt.
It was
He
Darrell
won.
Waltrip. Yeah, DW won the $7 million in earnings.
I love DW.
Nowadays, they make that when they sign the first contract, don't they? They give you a check for $7 million. Hey,
I
thanks
know,
for
but,
signing up.
I like him as an announcer. There's something very, first of all, he has the background. Second of all, he's just
Cool guy.
really down to earth.
Did you ever meet him, Darrell, or any of those guys?
Nope.
He was cool. I know we were in the garage once back in the day, and I was with another gentleman who was a big race fan, and it was Darrell's last year of racing, and he just said, "Hey, thanks, Darrell, for the racing memories." Cool stuff, and a cool guy, and like you said, a great announcer. I just wanted to play a little Dallas for you.
Jesus.
No.
No.
All right, never mind.
Shut it off.
It's your birthday.
I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
It's time for my favorite part of the show, the birthdays.
Happy birthday from the dark side.
Make it like your birthday every day.
The Dallas birthdays are being brought to you locally on WTBQ Warwick by.
It's not Dallas.
All right,
It's
it's
Orange
the-
County in northern New Jersey,
Okay.
Pennsylvania, Sullivan County.
I really wanted to be a member of the Ewing family because
I
that
can
was
make
kind
you
of a
that.
cool
You want to
thing.
die in the shower?
I don't know whether which.
Ooh,
Ouch.
yeah.
There you go.
I can accommodate you.
Okay, thank you,
All
Taylor.
right. Well, the birthdays today are being brought to you by State Farm Insurance, and they're located right in the clock tower in beautiful downtown Warwick. So
All
go
right.
say hi to Christine.
While you're there tonight for the big
Ladies'
Ladies'
Night
Night
Out.
Out. All right, 1754. Who was Louis the 16th?
It was King of France.
He was the last king of France.
Yes.
1774 to 1792, and when he, when they executed him. That's how you get out of
course.
office back
They
then.
didn't execute him.
Yeah, they don't have elections,
They
right? Yeah.
they beheaded him.
They have executions, not elections.
I say, let's go back to it. I got a list of beheadings.
A lot of
There you
people
go.
would agree with that.
Yeah. So that was the end of that. Nothing to lose your head about.
Jesus.
Who was the guy that, or actually, I'll give you it this way because it'll be easier. You'll never remember the name. Oliver Hazard Perry, not from Hazard County with the Dukes. Oliver Hazard Perry, 1785, was an American naval officer, and in the Battle of Lake Erie said these famous words.
We came to. We conquered.
No,
Okay.
we have met the enemy,
And he has met us.
and they are ours.
And they're ours. I knew it was something
Very
like that.
close. You didn't do well in that part of your history
Not at
thing. That's
all.
all right. What did Edgar Lee Masters do, born on this date in 1869?
Well, I know it was.
Poet Edgar Lee Masters. The Spoon River Anthology was his.
That's not happening
Missed
here.
that
No?
one.
Missed
We're
that one
talking
too?
to race fans.
All right. All right, we'll give you one you
Give
do
me a
know. All
break.
right, Taylor, dancer, actor, did 1912, born today,
Fred
did Singing
Astaire?
in the Rain.
Oh, that's Gene Kelly.
Gene Kelly.
And he, Paula Abdul did a tribute to him, an homage to him, when she did that dance and singing
The cats there?
with the
Yeah, Peter
animated
Griffin did
cat.
one.
And you
too.
could have
Family
seen her
Guy,
do
yeah.
that in concert at the Mayo
she's
Performing
not
Arts Center,
dancing
but you said no.
anymore. No.
All right. Who was Tex Williams, born in 1917?
He was a singer, but he also, I think, acted in westerns.
Yep, his big hit record, Smoke, 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 That Cigarette.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
not too PC today.
No, not too. From there. Vera Miles, born in 1929.
Actress, very famous actress.
She was in Psycho.
Yeah, she was.
She was a psycho.
She was married. No, she wasn't. She was married to a famous actor. I can't think of who it is.
Now, all of us. Now, speaking of Dallas,
Nobody's speaking.
J.R. Ewing.
All right.
He was in a TV show before Dallas. J.R. was.
Wait, who are you talking about? Larry Hagman?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in I Dream of Jeannie.
And born on this date in 1931, Barbara Eden.
Oh, yeah. She
And
still
we,
looks great. I mean,
you
she
know,
had
I'll
a
tell you,
facelift.
Was she the
Did-
genie?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
we all had like a crush on Barbara Eden, I think. Always wanted to be, in his shoes there.
That was such a fun show.
That was a great show, wasn't it? It was a great thing. Now, she was in a bunch of other shows,
Oh,
too,
yeah.
but Harper Valley PTA, she did that. But Barbara Eden was out there for sure. Mark Russell, the comedian, 1932 TV show. If you remember the Real People TV show, he was on that show. And here's a show you don't remember he was on. Remember the Starland Vocal Band show? They had one hit record, Afternoon
have
Delight.
no idea.
They gave him a TV show for one summer.
Oh,
She
Afternoon
was on
Delight,
it.
yeah.
Oh, that you remember. 'cause
I
of
know the
name.
song. Have you heard that song?
No.
You would know if you heard it.
Yeah, 1942, Patricia McBride.
No?
Ballerina. She was Mikhail
Are you kidding
Baryshnikov's
me?
only partner, always.
Yeah, he actually
Ballerina?
She
Ballerina.
You're looking at me.
Tina
Hey,
Ballerina.
you're looking at me.
But you're the
No,
only one that had a chance of getting that
That's
one.
right.
Mikhail Baryshnikov actually had a child with Jessica Lange. They never got married, though.
Okay, but these people just danced together. They didn't do much else.
So we say.
All right. Keith Moon, 1946.
Well, come on.
Drummer of The Who.
That's right. Shelley Long, 1949.
She played. She actually has Alzheimer's now.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, she played with Robin Williams in Popeye.
Well, she also, that's true. She played Olive Oil.
Olive Oil.
Did a great job with that, but played in Cheers all the years, obviously, and won
No,
the
that's
Emmy
a-
for that.
Yeah, a different actress.
Really?
What's a different actress?
Shelley Long.
Shelley Long was in Cheers, 1982,
Yeah, she could
1983.
not have played Olive Oil. So I was wrong on that one. Different
Okay.
Shelley.
Oh, there's a
That's
different Shelley?
Yeah, I mistake.
I think she was on the Money Pit, too. That was
Yeah, she was in the
She
the
definitely
remake
was.
of the Money Pit.
Yep, the remake of that.
That
and
was
a bunch
originally
more.
made by Cary Grant. Then it was made by Tom Hanks.
a fun
All right.
movie.
Yeah,
Australian-born Rick Springfield, 1949,
Jesse's Girl.
calling Dr. Noah Drake from General Hospital all those years, and
Oh,
still
never
out there
watched
touring.
that.
Another group that
Stories.
was big in the 70s, the Hudson Brothers. They had a TV show or a bit of
That's
it.
Goldie Hawn's ex-husband and her.
Well, Mark Hudson is this one, 1951.
Oh, that
Is he
was his son.
No, Mark is the one
Oh,
of the brothers. Yeah,
The
he's not the one that
Bill
married.
Hudson was the one who married Goldie Hawn.
Yeah,
That's
there you
Kate
go.
Hudson's father.
And Kate Hudson's father and Bill and his son, her brother's father.
And finally, the tragic, born in 1970, River Phoenix, born on this
What a
date.
sad state. You know, what was terrible about that is such a fabulous young man and great actor, and he got in with drugs, and nobody helped him. It's sad. He was in, what's the movie he was in that,
Stand By Me.
Stand By Me, that Reiner
That was a
directed.
big one, yep.
Rob Reiner directed.
And that sort of put him in fame for a while there.
Yeah, so sad. So sad.
Still a great movie, though, if you get a
his
chance to catch
brother's
it.
very famous, Joaquin Phoenix, who pulled that bit
Just
on
can't spell the name, that's all.
Yeah.
I can't even say it.
He's about to
I
play the
wouldn't-
Joker in Batman. That should be cool.
Oh, and he's perfect for
Yeah.
that. So first, we want to thank Matt Janiak for being on the
Yeah.
show with us today. Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, no problem. It was definitely a good time.
I'm glad you had
Yeah,
a
a
good
lot of
time.
fun, and we always enjoy the racing up there, and
Oh, yeah. We'll
know,
see him Saturday night.
yeah, it's
We'll
going to be
watching.
fun, and you got a bit of the season. When does your season actually officially end?
September 8th is our last points race, and then you have Eastern States in middle of October there, and that should be it.
And what makes the Eastern States so big? Who is involved in all
Tony
of that?
Stewart.
No.
Oh, which one does he do?
He
was
does
supposed
not.
to
He
be
was there last week.
No, he wasn't. But what's the name of the thing?
The All-Stars, Tony Stewart's
Yeah,
All-Stars.
yeah.
I thought there was an Eastern word in there for
So
some
the
reason.
how big are
No.
the Eastern States? Is it a bunch of areas that get together for a championship?
Oh, yeah, you'll have. It's not a championship. It's just big race. You have the Brett Deo Series, Short Track Super Series, coming Thursday, which I think is 40 laps. That's usually a really good show. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday is just your regular divisions, big block, small block, sportsman. And it's all big races. I think the sportsmen are 50 laps, over 1,000 to win. Small blocks, 100 laps. I think that's 10 or 15,000 to win.
Wow.
And then you have the 200 lap on Sunday, which is always a good race. And pretty sure that's 20,000 to win this year. So
When
Good chunk of
when you
change.
guys enter these races, do you have to pay an entrance fee?
some races you do, some races you don't. Eastern states you do.
Yeah.
The bigger races they do have an entry fee, but it's $20, $25. It's nothing crazy.
No, that's good. Yeah, I was just wondering if that's the case. So when does Middletown actually stop their regular Saturday nights?
I think it's in October.
No, regular September 8th is.
But they have
Points
other
are-
races after that.
No, that's
no. I think they
Just
might
Eastern
be-
states after
yeah,
that?
just Eastern states after that.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Yeah, so you better head out there these next couple of weeks if you're gonna.
They really should extend the season and bring back some of the
No,
races.
come on.
that you didn't get the race in because it was raining.
No,
I'm gonna have to talk to Chris.
There you go. It should be good. This week should be good. It's nice weather to come out. Wow.
We'll
Yeah.
be
It shouldn't
there.
be that
good
hot,
one.
I'm
so that'll
gonna
be
I'm
good.
gonna tell you listeners out there. I'm gonna wear my WTBQ credentials. I'll be in the bleachers. If you spot me and come over and say I heard you on the radio, I will give you 2 tickets either to the Renaissance Fair, a Newton Theater, or to a show in New York. So
Does that count for me too?
that counts for you too.
Gotta
You gotta get
So
out.
look for
You
Taylor.
gotta get out of the car and come over.
Yeah.
He'll do that. Oh, you got to go over the pits.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
come over and
I'll
see
come
us.
over to-
We'll
of
give you the old
course.
tour.
I'd love it.
That'd be a lot of
We'll go
fun.
do-
You should do that. That'd be a lot of fun.
I'd love that.
All right. So once again, thanks for coming on the air with us today
And
and
thank you,
seeing how this
Jim.
end of it works.
We will see you
pleasure.
tomorrow morning early.
tomorrow
our-
morning. Yeah,
Again.
what is again?
We got our NASCAR
We have to get some
report.
more co-hosts. What happened to Tom Lovelace? He's down at
He's-
Saturdays only now.
He's
Huh?
busy. What can I tell you?
Yeah, he's got a real job.
He's got a young girl in college. I mean,
Yeah, he's
holy
got to work
jeez.
18 jobs.
Yeah.
She's going to Cornell. Let me
Yeah,
just
he didn't
mention
realize that retiring doesn't work when you have a young girl in
Well,
college.
he has
so-
one more going to go. She's in high school.
Oh, boy.
man.
Yeah, it'll be a long time before we see Tom.
Poor Tom.
Buy
By the
more
way,
copies of his
speaking-
album.
By the way, speaking
Yeah.
of Tom Lovelace, I have an interview I did with him that's going to air next Friday at 10 o'clock. And I interviewed Tom because he's a retired New York City police officer. So the story.
Oh, he's got stories. Huh?
I love the stupid criminal one.
Oh, yeah.
Where he's a true story. He said, so these criminals, kind of mapped out this bar restaurant they wanted to rob, and they go, busting in on a Friday evening and drew their guns. And what they failed to do is see the sign outside that said retirement party for Detective so-and-so. So 250 cops in there picked their guns up at the last.
Don't.
It was great. So
That'll do it.
remember on the 31st, Friday at 10 a.m., a great interview with Tom
That sounds
Lovelace, who
great.
has a show on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. called the Lovelace Music Experience.
All right, so make sure you check into that. And also, don't forget today, starting at 3 o'clock, but going well into the evening over in Warwick, it is Ladies' Night Out. Come out and really enjoy. No charge to come out and just hang out. There's lots of free goodies. People give away stuff and
so
beverages.
much stuff, and
and
Blarney's going to
Free
have
stuff.
their food
yeah,
out.
free
It's gonna
stuff.
be
So
amazing.
it's the biggest night of the year and perfect weather for tonight.
I hate to do a little bit of a downer, but we're doing a kind of a fundraiser for Jimmy Evans at Maroney's Harley. The Hogs are going to meet there. We're going to go down to Shahola, Pennsylvania. Is that
That's correct.
And we're doing a fundraiser there for him because he is suffering with leukemia, and we're trying to raise as much money as we can to help out with his bills because love insurance companies. But Liz Cruz from Maroney's will be there. I'll be there. Tom Lovelace will be there. All the Hogs will be out to support him. He was working at Maroney's for quite a while and very close friends with Tom Lovelace. So come and support him and come see us. So we'll be there. We're going to be having a raffle for a lot of things. So make sure you come out.
All right.
Right past Port Jervis. So we'll see you tomorrow morning. Again, Matt Janiak, thank you so much. And Dan, we'll see you tomorrow morning.
guys.
Ciao, Bambino.
WTBQ, Warwick, Vernon, Middletown. Three Amigos up next, everybody. Have a great day. 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 Have a great day.